touring. Like I just said, we just came back off tour.
Yeah.
You know, with Fifth, and we still touring. Still. And I do my own tours too for people. Be like, oh, yo.
You see,
I do my own tours. I did tours in Canada. I did a tour across the whole Germany and the Swiss Alps. And that's why I don't care about the hate. Cause I'm like, I got the possibility to do my own tour. Like something with Memphis Bleek. Memphis Bleek said to Nori, Yayo said Jay-Z didn't have us on tour like he did, or I eat my own halal. I eat my own halal too, if you want to say that. To Memphis Bleek, I just came off my last tour. All I'm saying is when you see Jay-Z in a setting, he never really, when he's doing a Beyonce show or whatever, you don't see Memphis Bleek on the stage and him being brought out.
Hello, Jim Jones completely snapped and went off on Tony Yayo during Memphis Bleek's own podcast. And the craziest part? Bleek don't even rock with Yayo like that either. So what's really going on here? Why's Bleek got smoke with Tony Yayo? And what made Jim Jones crash out so hard in front of everybody?
You know, even if I'm doing the hype man shit with 50, he's bringing me out. I'm making money. I'm going to...
That's that man girl too. That's it. That's Hov's wife tour.
Yeah, that's Hov's wife tour.
So I believe if Hov was out on his own, he would bring Bleek out. There is no need for him to bring Bleek in a situation where it looked like if this was last tour you're talking about with the Cowboy Carter.
Right.
Yeah.
So to me, because I look at Bleek as a loyal guy, like I'm a loyal guy to Jay. But I look at like Fifth, my guy Hervé, one day we had TRL, and it's the young Gunners there.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to him about it. And Hervé says loud, you don't gotta worry about nothing. You got 50. Jay-Z doesn't do nothing for these guys like 50 does. And Hervé, I think he worked with them too. But he said that to me, and that always stuck in my head. Rest in peace to him.
This whole situation turned messy real quick. Let's start with Bleek, because his side of the story's way simpler to unpack. Memphis Bleek's been tight with Jay-Z from the jump, like day one loyalty type tight. That's Hov's lil bro, no question. But Yayo? He's been throwing shade at Jay for years.
Something to say.
I seen something Tony Yayo said, Hov don't look out for me like 50 look out for him.
Oh, word? He said that?
I just want to clear that up. Hov don't have to.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right, okay.
I'm chewing aloud on my own.
Right.
If Hov look out, I'm telling you, I'll be up there.
Right.
So when y'all see me out here, that's the Blizzle budget. But back to you, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I just want to let niggas know Hov don't have to.
Right. So,
Yayo once said on record that Jay-Z tried to block 50 Cent from doing the Super Bowl halftime show, and ever since then he's been holding that grudge heavy. So when Yayo sat down with Shannon Sharpe, he didn't play nice at all. He called Jay-Z a hater, claiming he don't help nobody win, never puts people on, and only looks out for himself. Then he took a direct shot at Bleek, saying, look at Memphis Bleek. He not shining, he not winning. Jay-Z don't take care of him like 50 take care of me. That line right there blew everything up like a bomb.
Difference between me and other niggas, right? Stack Bundles, one of my favorite rappers in the world.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Right?
Riot Squad.
Rest in peace.
Far Rock,
Yep.
you understand? Jim Jones, he had Stack Bundles, he had Max B. I looked at it like, great. You know, Stack Bundles, we had a Porsche, was still in the hood. No disrespect to Jim Jones. Fifth had me in Battery Park. I could walk out that barefoot.
Get the
See,
socks.
that's when a nigga love you, nigga. You get the socks, nigga. Sneakers Dior, nigga. But I'm walking out there barefoot. That's when you know a nigga love you, boy. Because he making sure you don't get your shit split. Because you go back to 134, anywhere, Baisley, right, Brooklyn, pew, shit get split. Once I got shit, nigga shot my shit up. Bentleys and all that. Y'all can get that sneaker, just toss that over there. My shit's official. You know what I'm saying? Yo, look, but nigga put me in position. Rest in peace of Stack, but Stack got killed in the project with a Porsche.
Yeah.
Nigga, come on, nigga, I'm from the hood, nigga. Y'all niggas thought, nigga. I done been around the Black Justice and seen the Preems and all that, nigga. The E-Money bags, all that, nigga. The younger niggas under that.
Man, arguing about who's got the better sugar daddy is wild. That's not how real ones move. I was always taught, you can't feed your family off another man's plate, because when he stops serving you, your people go hungry. So this whole 50 takes care of me more than Jay takes care of Bleek talk, that's crazy talk. Real men stand on their own feet and handle their own grind. If your homie helps you out, cool, salute that. But bragging about who spoils you more?
So with everything you
Maserati, Fox. Real nigga. Huh?
So with everything that you saw, what would you change?
I just pray to God every time I leave the house.
But what would you change?
Change what?
Pass the cup.
I heard you talk about all the shit you went through, all the shit niggas is still going through.
What
Yeah,
God,
one of them cups
listen,
just for
what
the
God
ashtray.
got planned for you is planned for you, brother. God already know what's planned for you in life.
God planned for you to come here and spaz on y'all niggas tonight.
I spaz?
I'm just saying it was a plan.
I mean, I do be on some Hollywood shit in Europe. I gotta stop.
Yeah.
Something like, yo, stop talking about Europe. Hey. I don't, like, when you come here, you gotta deal with
Don't treat
niggas.
Vlad like that, bro. See how niggas is? See how
No, I
niggas
had
is,
nothing to do with
bro?
Vlad.
He ain't treat Vlad
do with
like
Europe.
this.
I
He
do
ain't
with
treat Vlad
this,
like
you have to
this,
do with
my
Europe.
nigga.
When you go
That's a weird flex, for real. Yayo's whole angle was trying to call Jay-Z selfish, saying he only moves for himself. But the way it came across, it sounded like a wild flex about who's being taken care of. And that's a strange hill to die on. It rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, especially in a culture that values independence and pride. So when Memphis Bleek hit Drink Champs, he couldn't let that slide. He had to step in and clear the air once and for all. Bleek said it straight. There was never deep beef between him and Yayo before. They'd been around each other, maybe even worked together here and there. But after those comments, the energy changed instantly. There's tension in the air now. Not full-blown war, but definitely bad blood brewing. Bleek's tone said it all. He's not here to start drama.
I want to say this. The problem is, when she was on the show, she had said that she had heard about you wasn't giving Stack money, but people don't know that when Stack asked you for the bread, you were going to the bank. I think the bank was closed. Something happened because me and Bino talked about it. I remember being there, and you was going to give him
more money after the money he spent because we was on tour. He like,
Yeah.
geez, I spent all that tour money, geez,
I
on Pop,
remember.
a bucket.
I
Whatever he
remember.
did, brought another Porsche, BMW. He like, yo, Pop, geez, you said a closed mouth don't get fed, geez, I'm Pop, geez, I'm hurting.
It's a fact.
And when I told him, I said, yo, go get 25 grand from the bank tomorrow. He like, oh, yo, what's up with that Wrangler truck? I'm like, I left that shit in Brooklyn. I don't even want that shit. I don't even know what block it's on. Matter of fact, it's by the car shop where I got the Maserati from. He like, you let me get that, geez. I'm like, go take it. You probably got to get a new key. He like, oh, I'm going to go get that tomorrow, geez. You different, geez. And we all know the rest of the story.
Why do you think that people have this misconception of what happened? Why do you think even her? Why do you think that? Where did that come from?
Nobody likes to hear the truth.
Because we were there. Bino get mad all the time. And he gets offended. And he was one of the people that called me. He was like, that's not true. They think that, what they think is that Stack asked you, he told you he wanted to leave. They said that Stack told you he wanted to leave, he wanted to move, and you didn't move him out. But that's not true.
You want to hear that story? All right, for Stacks and them, I was about to buy Stacks, the kid Max and Melly, a whole brownstone in New Jersey. None of them wanted to leave the hood.
But he's not letting anyone play with his name either. And with Jim Jones jumping in the mix next, things only got hotter from there. Even if he ain't come right out and say it, Memphis Bleek basically sent the message loud and clear. Man, forget Tony Yayo. Straight up. But here's the twist. Tony Yayo's always been the type to call out people he feels don't take care of their crew. That same loud energy, that same keep it real or don't speak at all attitude is exactly what set off his latest war. This time with Jim Jones. Now everybody remembers those wild G-Unit versus Dipset days. 50 Cent, Cameron, Jim Jones. That was pure chaos back in the mid-2000s. Diss tracks, street tension, full-blown ego wars. The culture was watching every move. Most folks thought that drama was long buried by now, right? Wrong. Over the last couple of years, Yayo and Jim Jones been trading shots again.
And I was not about to waste my money. And I was what I offered them. I went shopping for the shit and all that type of shit.
Yeah, we remember that, right, Bass? We remember
Yeah.
that. Shout out to Bass. I remember
You know
the
what I mean?
conversation.
And I'm like, yo, you bugging. You want to, like, yo, you can go to the hood every day, but you're going to be living in Jersey. Like, you're going to be living better than, you heard? And you don't have to worry about paying for no rent or nothing like that. I'm just trying to get you niggas out the hood. Melly, too. Melly ended up getting shot, right? Like none of these would listen, and everything that happened that you know can happen in the hood end up happening and shit like that. You know what I mean? But everything to try to protect them for what I know could have happened to them, I tried. You heard? From getting all of these cars to getting all these Everything. You can imagine everything. Private jets, Miami, hundreds of thousands in one weekend, 2 tour buses, Atlanta. Like, cannot front on how I had my boys moving. And I'm only talking about this because you was there. And you and Stacks were best friends. Were Bino, couple others and like that. Other than I don't even talk to people about Stacks and what went on. But we was setting it out. This was not on our level when we was moving. And no way.
And this time, it's not about rap beef. It's personal. When Tony Yayo sat down with Math Hoffa on My Expert Opinion, he dropped a bomb that shook hip-hop. Yayo claimed that Jim Jones left Stack Bundles in the hood to die. Yeah, he said that straight up. His exact words carried weight. You could feel the emotion behind them. Yayo said, "This is the difference between me and other niggas, right? Stack Bundles, one of my favorite rappers in the world. Rest in peace, rest in squad, rest in peace Far Rock. You understand? Jim Jones. He had Stack Bundles, he had Max B. I looked at it like great." He continued, saying Stack was still in the hood even when he had a buzz, still around the same blocks. Then Yayo flipped it to show the difference in how 50 treated him. He said, "No disrespect to Jim Jones, Fifth had me in Battery Park. I could walk out there barefoot, get the socks. See, that's when a man loves you."
Well, a lot of, me from the hood, so people look at Bleek and don't understand the business he's doing. They always look at Jay like, oh, yeah.
But that's why, that's why you got like Yayo talking about, Jay don't take care of I don't need Jay to go on tour.
Yo smoke hard coke,
Yo, chill. Yo, chill.
You look like you need to be taken care of. You look like you need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene. You look like you need help. Tell your man 50 send you an ounce or something,
You do need that
You might
help.
need
That's
2
why,
ounces, nigga.
That's why
Paid
you
in full
looking to
movie,
see.
nigga. I got a G for every bump in your face, nigga. I promise you that, nigga.
That's
I
a
promise
fact.
you that, nigga.
That's why he worried about
Peon, you broke, nigga. You know
See?
I got it, nigga. What's
Don't-
up? The
ain't
bag
nobody-
is up. The bolsa.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Flea, where the bolsa at, Flea?
Let me finish that off. Ain't nobody taking care of over here, B.
Pardon me.
Nah, you good, my nigga. I fucking love it. They deserve it. They need to hear this shit, man, because they bugging out here. All these niggas worrying about who taking care of who. We take care of we. Ain't no
100%,
who
nigga.
take care of who, nigga. You know who doing it. We live.
Us,
We getting
the
money.
gangway, nigga. We take
You
care
feel
of
me?
everybody, nigga. We take care of each other, nigga.
That's a fact, my G. But linking back up with you, Jim, we missed out on a lot
this
of
is dope.
opportunity, bro. But we ain't gonna miss it out going forward.
Nah,
we need to
man.
put some pain together,
Time
bro.
don't lie.
He making sure you don't get your shit split because you go back to 134 or anywhere, basically Brooklyn. Shit gets split. He even told a story about how 50 made sure he was safe, even after Yayo got shot and his car got hit up. Nigga shot my shit up, bent lease and all that. Fifth get the sneakers, toss them over my shit official. Then Yayo closed it with the dagger. Rest in peace, Stack. But Stack got killed in a project with a Porsche. That one line cut deep, cause it painted a painful picture.
Everything y'all niggas do, I don't do. I do the other thing. Everything y'all niggas go across the street that way, I'm going up. Holla at your boy. I do other things, man. I don't do what y'all niggas do. I don't do what niggas do. I don't watch niggas' money. I don't care. I just do what I do.
A talented rapper stuck in the same dangerous place he was trying to escape from, while his boss was living comfortably far away. Fans were torn. Some said Yayo was just speaking truth about how loyalty should look in this game. Others said he was crossing the line by bringing up a dead man's tragedy to attack Jim Jones. But one thing's for sure. That interview reignited a fire nobody expected to burn again. According to Tony Yayo, Jim Jones didn't look out for Stack Bundles the way he should have, and that lack of love, that neglect, played a role in what ended up happening to him. That's a serious claim, not just gossip. It's a statement that cuts deep into the legacy of 2 men who were once brothers in the game. Now, if you don't know who Stack Bundles was, let's run it down real quick. Stack was one of Jim's day ones, a real talent out of Far Rockaway, Queens, with charisma, style, and bars that could light up any mic. Jim took him under his wing, signed him, brought him on tour, and showed him the ropes of the industry. But even with all that, people been whispering for years that Jim didn't do enough. That maybe, just maybe, Stack's story could have ended differently if he'd been pushed out the hood sooner. See, Stack Bundles lost his life right in the same neighborhood he grew up in. And that wound still haunts hip-hop today. Stack never left the hood, and that's where things get complicated. Some folks believe Jim could have done more to pull him out, while others say that's unfair. Because sometimes, no matter how much you try to help someone, they just won't leave their comfort zone. I've seen it myself. You try to hand someone the blueprint, give them the tools, maybe even invest in their dream, and they still don't move. It's heartbreaking when you want success for someone more than they want it for themselves. And that might have been the same energy between Jim and Stack. Love, loyalty, and frustration all mixed together. But the streets didn't see it that way. Critics came for Jim hard, accusing him of taking Stack's whole swag, the way he dressed, talked, and carried himself, and then running with it. And honestly, Stack Bundles was that guy. If life hadn't been cut short, he could have been front row at Paris Fashion Week, chilling next to ASAP Rocky, easily. That's how ahead of his time Stack was. Pure style, pure confidence, pure New York energy. But when people started saying Jim stole the sauce and left Stack behind, the tension grew ugly. Jim, though, has always stood firm. He denies every bit of it. He said over and over that he tried to help Stack, gave him money, gave him opportunities, took him on tours. But Stack just wouldn't leave the streets behind. According to Jim, that's what made it hurt so bad. Not that he didn't care, but that he couldn't save him. Jim's always been emotional when it comes to Stack's name, and you could see it every time someone brought him up. He'd get tight, his tone would change. That pain runs deep. Whether it's about that alleged $25,000, the GWA situation, or anything else that fans throw around online, one thing's crystal clear. Jim takes anything connected to Stack straight to heart. So when Tony Yayo started speaking on it publicly, Jim took it as straight-up disrespect. It wasn't just another rapper talking, it was someone dragging a personal loss into the spotlight. So when Jim sat down with Memphis Bleek and Yayo's name came up, it was on. Bleek tried to play mediator, keep things calm. But Jim? Nah, Jim let it all out. He didn't bite his tongue, he didn't sugarcoat a thing. He snapped, making it clear he's not starving, his people not starving, and that this whole back and forth over who's got the better sugar daddy is ridiculous. The energy in that room shifted instantly. You could feel the tension through the screen. Jim was defending not just his reputation, but the memory of someone he considered family. And in that moment, the old Dipset fire came roaring back, leaving everyone watching wondering, is this just old wounds reopening? Or is another full-blown rap war about to start? Tell no lies. Once the topic came up, Jim Jones flipped the switch and went full flex mode. He started talking heavy about his paper, his whips, his lifestyle, stacking up his success next to Tony Yayo's situation like it was a scoreboard. But here's the wild twist. That wasn't even what Yayo was saying in the first place. He never called Jim broke or questioned his come-up. In fact, Yayo literally said, Jim good. His point was deeper than money. He was saying the people around Jim don't look like they're eating, that they don't seem up like their leader. And honestly, if Jim had focused on that part instead of taking it like a money shot, this whole thing might have hit different. Maybe it wouldn't have turned into the firestorm it became. But Jim wasn't trying to hear none of that. Not a word. He was in defense mode, locked in, eyes burning with that Harlem pride. You could see it. He felt disrespected, like Yayo was trying to play him in public. And Jim don't let nobody clown him or his circle. That's a line you don't cross. He fired back hard, saying, ain't nobody feeding me. I built this from the ground up. He made it clear, he's not living off nobody's plate. Not Jay-Z's, not 50 Cent's, not anyone's. That was Jim standing on business, letting everyone know he made his own lane. But instead of cooling down after that, Jim doubled down. He started flipping the script, calling out Yayo for being too tied to 50, saying he's always moving in 50's shadow and can't stand on his own. That's when the whole vibe changed. It stopped being a discussion and turned into straight tension. The air in that studio got thick. Memphis Bleek tried to keep it chill, throwing in little comments to cool the fire. But Jim, he was gone. Emotions took full control, and you could tell. This wasn't just about Tony Yayo anymore. This was years of built-up frustration, all the comparisons, all the sneak dices, all the talk about him not taking care of his people. Jim had reached his breaking point. He was done letting folks talk crazy on his name. So he went off, saying he's rich, he's solid, he's self-made. He kept flexing about the cars, the drip, the numbers, but that wasn't even the real issue. Because this whole thing, it was never about who's richer, it was about respect. And Tony Yayo, he wasn't backing down either, not even close. Instead of going online ranting, Yayo hit back with a savage, silent move that said everything. He posted Jim's longtime rival, Max B, on his Instagram story. No words, no captions, just the image. That one move sent shockwaves through hip-hop. Fans lost it instantly. The internet exploded. Timelines filled with arguments, reposts, and theories. Some said Yayo was being petty. Others said it was chess, not checkers. Either way, that post split the culture right down the middle. Jim's fans stood tall, saying he earned everything he's got, while Yayo's supporters claimed he just exposed the truth nobody else wanted to say out loud. That post was like throwing gasoline on a fire, and it blew up the whole internet. After Yayo dropped that Max B post, Jim Jones couldn't let it slide. You could almost feel the tension through the phone screen. Max B has always been a sensitive topic for Jim, because that fallout between them still cuts deep to this day. So when Yayo brought Max into it, that wasn't just trolling, that was a trigger. Jim fired back instantly. He went live, puffing his chest out, talking his talk, claiming Yayo's been trying to stay relevant by mentioning his name. He said straight up, "Don't play with me, I've been outside for real." Jim made sure everybody watching knew he's not the one to test. You could tell he felt disrespected, not just by the Max B post, but by how the internet started running with Yayo's narrative. And just like that, fans started choosing sides. Dipset versus G-Unit all over again. Comment sections looked like mini rap wars. People yelling, "Jim still the capo," while others fired back with, "Yayo keeping it real." It turned into chaos overnight. Even old heads from both camps jumped in, posting cryptic messages and old footage like they were gearing up for another round of the 2000s beef era. The craziest part? Behind all the noise, you could still sense a bit of truth in what Yayo was trying to say. His point wasn't about flexing or trying to embarrass Jim. It was about how the people around you reflect your leadership. Because at the end of the day, what good is being rich if your crew's still struggling? That's what hit fans the hardest. But Jim wasn't hearing that. He doubled down on his image, saying his team was good, his paper long, and nobody from his camp was starving. He reminded everyone that he's been putting people on for decades, from Bird Gang to the Lobby Boys, and he's still giving opportunities to this day. He made it clear that he's not about to let anyone rewrite his legacy. Meanwhile, Yayo kept throwing subtle shade, posting cryptic lines, laughing emojis, and clips of old 50 Cent moments where 50 talked about loyalty. It was like he was saying, "See? This is what real brotherhood looks like." That right there hit Jim where it hurt, because that bond between 50 and Yayo has lasted decades, and no matter what people say, Yayo always stands behind his man. Still, behind the drama, there's something deeper going on here. Ego, loyalty, and pride all clashing in real time. Jim's fighting to protect his image and his crew's name, while Yayo's standing on his truth, refusing to back down from what he believes in. It's not just rap beef, it's about legacy, about who really lives what they rap about, and who's just talking. Social media kept fueling it too. Memes popped up everywhere, edits showing old Dipset verses, G-Unit moments, side-by-side clips of their interviews, people dissecting every word like it was a boxing match. Even DJ Academics jumped in, saying this might be the most entertaining old-school beef hip-hop scene in years. But through all that chaos, one thing's clear. This ain't over. Both men got pride, both got fan bases that'll go to war for them, and both got a lot to lose if they fold now. The question is, will they keep it on wax, or will this tension spill off the mic? Because if it does, the street's gonna be watching every move, every post, every live. And one wrong word could spark a whole new chapter in the G-Unit versus Dipset saga. Thanks for watching until the end. Don't forget to subscribe and see you in the next video.